Meet Futaro, broke, nerdy, and somehow about to get paid a fortune to tutor 5 sisters who, combined, couldn't pass a single exam. The catch? We already know he ends up marrying one of them. The real question is, which one of these 5 disasters actually managed to turn his whole life around? Our story kicks off with our MC dreaming about his big wedding day. Too bad it's all just a massive hallucination, because we snap back to reality where this man is ordering the cheapest lunch possible. Seriously, our guy is such a cheapskate he probably counts every grain of rice. While everyone is laughing at him for being a loner, a certified baddie decides to invade his personal space and sits right in front of him. Like a true introverted king, MC has this whole alpha argument in his head about how he's going to put her in her place, but in real life, he just sits there awkwardly. Instead of flirting, he starts calculating the price of her lunch like a human calculator. When he realizes she spent almost 1,000 yen, he's internally screaming about her financial choices. He starts studying right there, and the girl is not having it, calling him out for having 0 manners. She snatches his test results and her jaw drops. This man is a literal genius with 100% in every subject. She feels a bit bad and offers him some of her food, but our MC has 0 riz. He tells her that since she ordered so much, she's definitely gonna get fat. MC gets a job as a high-paying tutor so he can finally stop living like a beggar. The catch? The student is none other than the baddie from the cafeteria, Itsuki Nakano. Turns out she's filthy rich. The next day, he tries to fix things, but she hits him with the "you can't sit with us" vibe. Another girl pops up, asking if he has a crush on Itsuki, and offering to be his wingman. Then, another wild sister appears, asking if he found some test papers. One is his perfect score, and the other is a big fat 0%, which belongs to her. She starts stalking him everywhere, even following him into the locker room like a total menace, claiming he never thanked her. MC finally arrives at the luxury penthouse for work, but 2 girls out front basically tell him to get lost because he looks too poor to be in this neighborhood. He eventually corners Itsuki at the door, gives her a dramatic apology, basically a wall slam moment, and drops the bombshell. "I'm your new teacher." Neither of them is happy about this. Then comes the ultimate reveal. Itsuki isn't alone. She lives with all the girls he met today because they are quintuplets. We've got the whole squad here, from the no thoughts head empty type to the ones so sweet they give you instant diabetes. Our MC finally introduces himself as Futaro Uesugi, but the sisters collectively decide to give him the cold shoulder. Futaro goes on a tour of the rooms. He meets Miku, the edgy sister who wants nothing to do with him. Finally, he hits Ichika's room, which is a literal disaster zone. She's passed out in bed, and when Futaro pulls the blanket, he gets more than he bargained for because she's sleeping completely naked. Instead of being embarrassed, she starts teasing him for wanting to study while a naked girl is right there. He finally gathers them in the living room, but they treat him like a ghost. And eventually, they feed him some special cookies that knock him out cold. He wakes up in a taxi with Itsuki, who tells him the sisters were just trolling him, and he should just quit. But Futaro is built different. He's not giving up. The next day, our MC Futaro shows up for round 2, and the girls look like they've seen a ghost. They're genuinely offended that this man didn't quit after they literally drugged him with cookies. They claim they don't need a tutor, so Futaro decides to gamble. He tells them, "Take this test. If even one of you passes, I'll leave you alone forever." Itsuki is like, "Bet," thinking it's an easy win. Futaro even sets the bar underground, only 50 points to pass. These girls spend an eternity sweating over the paper, but when the results come in, it's a total circus. They got 100 points, but that's the combined score of all 5 of them. Imagine failing that hard. Embarrassed, the quintuplets pull a disappearing act and bolt to their rooms. By the next day, Futaro is looking like a zombie because balancing his own elite grades and these 5 headaches is exhausting. When he sees them at school, they run away like he's handing out flyers for a cult. Itsuki claims they can study on their own, but our guy knows the truth. They hate books almost as much as they hate his face. In the cafeteria, Futaro corners Miku to ask how she got one specific question right. But of course, Ichika jumps in with the one-chan energy, basically saying that at their age, they should be making out, not doing math. They start teasing him about which sister is his type, but then Miku drops a bombshell, a secret note. She wants to meet him on the roof to reveal something that's been weighing on her heart. Futaro heads up there thinking he's finally getting some riz, but Miku just tells him she knew the answer to the first question. That's it. That's the whole confession. While trying to stop her from leaving, Futaro accidentally knocks her phone out of her hand and sees her wallpaper, a Sengoku-era samurai logo. Miku is mortified that her history geek side is exposed, but Futaro tries to flex his historical riz, bragging about his 100% score in history. Miku gets defensive and basically challenges him to a samurai trivia battle. Our MC realizes this is his chance to motivate her. He hits the library and borrows every Japanese history book ever written to keep up with her. The next day, it's a literal cat and mouse game. Miku even tries to pull a Mission Impossible by disguising herself as Yotsuba to lose him, but Futaro is relentless. He's chasing her while screaming historical facts like a madman until they both collapse from exhaustion. Confessing that she hides her hobby because she thinks she's the biggest loser among the sisters. Futaro actually acts like a human for once and tells her that out of all of them, she's actually the smartest. Miku tries to act tough and shuts down his motivational speech, but later Futaro catches her in the library picking up the same history books he was reading. Looks like the edgy sister is officially joining the study cult. The next day, our MC Futaro shows up at the apartment, but he's defeated by the high-tech doorbell. Man has 100% in math but 0% in common sense when it comes to technology. Miku is actually hyped to study with him, but the rest of the sisters look like they want to delete him from existence. Nino is out here playing the villain role, trying to break up the study group. She manages to scare everyone off except for Miku. The sisters start trading verbal shots, and just when things get spicy, Futaro's stomach lets out a roar that sounds like a dying whale. The girls decide to settle their beef through a cooking battle. The stakes? If Nino wins, she doesn't have to study. Miku rolls up her sleeves and basically says, "I'm about to end this girl's whole career." Spoiler alert, Miku's cooking skills are non-existent. Her dish looks like toxic waste, while Nino's food looks like a 5-star masterpiece. Futaro, the absolute madman, tries both and claims they're both delicious. Either he's a genius liar or his taste buds are broken. Miku blushes hard and tells him that if he just shows Nino some kindness, she might stop trying to kill him. As Futaro leaves, he realizes he forgot his study guides. Classic MC move. He heads back, and Miku, who's currently in the shower, buzzes him in. He walks into the living room and finds Nino wearing nothing but a towel. Since she's not wearing her contacts, she's legally blind and thinks Futaro is one of her sisters. While helping her find her lenses, Futaro gets a surprise back massage from Nino's assets. During this awkward fan service moment, he learns she hates him because she thinks he's only there for their dad's money. Suddenly, a stack of heavy books starts falling on Nino's head. Futaro jumps in to save her, and they land on the floor in a don't tell the FBI position. Nino finally finds her contacts, realizes it's Futaro, and screams. Itsuki walks in at the perfect moment to take a picture, officially giving Futaro the creep label. A family meeting is called to decide if Futaro should be fired. Miku stands her ground and defends him, admitting she's the one who let him in. After the trial, Futaro tries to head home but spots a depressed Nino near the entrance. She tries to bolt, but the automatic doors shut on her, forcing her into a one-on-one talk with the MC. She tells him straight up, "I will never accept you. And honestly, our guy is just not having a good time right now." It's Sunday, and our MC Futaro plans to enjoy some quality time with his only true friends, textbooks. He tries to ignore the quintuplets, but they're living rent-free in his head as he tries to figure out how to fix their 0% brains. Suddenly, the doorbell rings and it's Itsuki pulling up with his first paycheck. Futaro sees the amount of cash and nearly has a heart attack. He's never seen this many zeros in his life. But because he's a man of principle, or just a massive nerd, he tries to reject it because he hasn't taught them anything yet. Itsuki isn't having it though. She tells him his presence is already changing the sisters and forces him to keep the bag. Flash forward to the evening, and the whole squad, plus Futaro's little sister Raiha, is hitting up a summer festival. Ichika starts the night with some top-tier teasing, asking Futaro if he's thinking about the fact that they're all naked under their yukatas. Nino, being the resident hater, asks why he's even there. Futaro just tells her to kick rocks because he's only there for Raiha. Meanwhile, Yotsuba is out here playing 4D chess. She's spoiling Raiha with gifts and goldfish, already plotting to marry Futaro so Raiha becomes her legal sister. Nino used her rich girl cheat codes to rent out a whole rooftop for the fireworks. But first, the girls need their candy apples. Miku drops some lore and explains that the fireworks are super special because they represent the last memories of their late mother. But then, disaster strikes. Nino gets swallowed by the crowd, Futaro has to activate his hero mode, finds her, and escorts her to the rooftop. Nino was the only one with the address, so now it's just the two of them alone on the roof. Very sus. Futaro leaves to find the others and spots Ichika, but before he can say hi, he's intercepted by some guy who looks like a straight-up pimp. This mustache man asks what Futaro wants with Ichika, and Futaro hits him with the "we're just friends" line before the mysterious duo vanishes. Next, he finds Miku, who's pouting because someone stepped on her foot. Futaro tries to be a Chad and gives her a piggyback ride, but his weak nerd spine gives out after 2 steps. Sorry, Miku, the baddie weight is too much for him. While he's patching up her foot, he mentions seeing Ichika with the mustache guy. Suddenly, some girls doing a street survey ask if they're a couple. Futaro friend-zones her instantly, and you can see the light fade from Miku's eyes. She definitely wanted a different answer. Finally, Futaro corners Ichika, but she pulls a reverse card, pins him against the wall, and begs him not to tell the others what he saw. She tells him she won't be able to watch the fireworks with her sisters, And the mystery deepens. Ichika starts off by hitting Futaro with the stay in your lane card, reminding him he's just a tutor, not part of the family. Suddenly, she spots her manager and starts panicking because she went AWOL without telling him. To hide her face, she jumps on our MC and hugs him like they're in a rom-com. But the manager is a bit slow. He mistakes Nino for Ichika and tries to drag her away. Futaro, activating his main character energy, rescues Nino and tells the guy he's the girl's partner. Bold move, Futaro. Now, this is where it gets spicy. Our MC's brain goes into the gutter, and he starts thinking Ichika is some kind of special actress making adult movies. Ichika looks super embarrassed, and the manager hustles her off to a very important audition. You know, the kind where you expect a classic black sofa. But Futaro doesn't give up. He chases them down, trying to bring Ichika back to the squad. She's annoyed at this point and asks, "Why do you even care so much about us?" Ichika pulls out a script for a movie she's trying to get into. Turns out, she's not a star in that way. She just wants to be a legit actress. She asks Futaro to help her practice by playing the male lead. He agrees, but in the most Futaro way possible, he tells her he's going to read the lines with absolutely zero emotions, like a literal robot. The audition is a massive success, and our guy actually waits for her to finish. He then leads her to the park where the rest of the quintuplets are waiting with their own fireworks. The sisters are finally reunited, and Futaro just sits back on a bench like a proud dad, watching them celebrate while his little sister Raiha is fast asleep. The next day, Futaro runs into Ichika on the way to school. She spills the beans that she finally told her sisters about her acting gig. In class, the teacher announces that they only need 30% to pass the next test. Futaro spots Itsuki grinding during the break and thinks she's a study machine even at home. But psych? That was just a joke. She's struggling just like the rest. Futaro tries to get Nino into study mode, but she's giving him the silent treatment. Our MC decides to poke the bear and roasts her until she snaps and delivers some fresh slaps to his face. After getting his daily dose of pain, he heads to the library to find the other sisters. He drops the bomb. 1 week until exams, people. It's grind time or die time. He's actually impressed because Miku is studying a subject she hates, which motivates the whole squad to actually open their books. After school, Itsuki goes full Karen mode and screams at Futaro for going home instead of tutoring them. She hands him a phone, and it's the quintuplets' dad. He drops a massive ultimatum. If even one of them fails, you're fired. Futaro panics and yells at Itsuki, telling her that if she wants to pass, she needs to shut up and listen to the Giga Chad. Itsuki is offended, saying she almost respected him, but now she sees he's just in it for the bag. Later that night, the gang is playing a bootleg version of Monopoly. Even in a board game, our MC is broke. Like, how is he even failing at fake money? He tries to stop the fun to start studying, but Nino invades and demands more games. Itsuki shows up to study, but Nino eventually kicks Futaro out, until Ichika reminds everyone that he was supposed to stay the night for an all-night study session. While staying over, Futaro hits the bath, only for Nino to barge in. She's like, "You saw me naked earlier, so now we're even." Later, Ichika tries to play wingman and literally shoves Miku into Futaro's arms. During a random Q&A, Miku asks what kind of girls he likes. Futaro describes his dream girl using 3 traits that perfectly match. His little sister. Bro, you just killed Miku's soul. Ichika tries to save the vibe by forcing him to pat Miku's head. Finally, Futaro crashes in Miku's bed, but in the middle of the night, Miku comes back from the bathroom and habitually climbs back into her own bed. They wake up the next morning side by side, and Futaro gets a 4K view of Miku's assets. The next morning, the sisters are having breakfast, and Ichika realizes Miku is missing. Little do they know, she's actually recharging her batteries in the same bed as our MC. Futaro is having a full-blown mental breakdown because there's a semi-naked baddie in his bed, and he's fighting for his life to keep his beast in the pants under control. Suddenly, a fake Miku appears outside the room. It's actually Itsuki, but the sisters gave her a makeover to look like the edgy twin. Futaro plays it cool and doesn't mention the shared bed situation. While the squad goes on a manhunt for Miku, he heads back inside only to find Itsuki doing absolutely zero work. That night, Futaro has a fever dream where all 5 sisters actually score 100%. If only dreams were real, buddy. Finally, the exam day arrives, and of course, our squad is running late. There's a guard at the gate acting like an RPG boss, so the girls use their secret weapon, their faces. Since they look identical, they use one headband and cycle through the gate one by one like a glitch in the Matrix. But Futaro has 0 stealth points. He gets caught and dragged to the office, but he tells the girls to go save their grades while he takes the fall like a true Giga Chad. The girls actually try their best during the test, but when results day comes around, it's a total disaster. They technically failed, with most of them getting trash scores. The only silver lining? Miku actually popped off and got a 68% in one subject. Futaro gets a call from their dad, and when asked about the results, MC is brutally honest. He tells the dad to hire a miracle worker instead of a tutor, because teaching these professional losers is mission impossible. But then, Neo enters the chat. She snatches the phone and starts roasting her own dad, telling him he set impossible standards for Futaro. Itsuki drops the ultimate logic bomb. Between the 5 of them, they passed 5 different subjects. 1 pass per person equals a total victory in their books. And just like that, our MC keeps his job for another day. The next day, Futaro's dad drops some major lore. Our MC wasn't always a professional nerd. Turns out, as a kid, he was a total rebel just like his old man. But then some mystery girl incident happened and he decided to make studying his entire personality? Talk about a villain origin story. Back at the apartment, the squad is testing Miku's homemade croquettes. They look like they came straight out of a dumpster fire, but Futaro is too much of a softie to tell her, so he takes one for the team. Big mistake. 2 minutes later, his stomach is doing backflips and he's fighting for his life. While Miku runs to the pharmacy, Futaro asks Yotsuba to keep the other sisters from leaving for lunch so they can study. Yotsuba goes full Shakespearean and tells everyone Futaro is terminally ill. Our MC even starts faking a bloody cough like he's in a Victorian drama. Nino is ready to dip anyway, but Yotsuba guilt trips her into cooking something for the dying man. But the plan fails in the goofiest way possible. Nino trips, and the rice she cooked lands right on Futaro's face. The deadly disease is exposed, the lie is dead, and the girls leave to get real food. Yotsuba spends the rest of the day roasting him for his failed acting career. Next day at the library, Futaro gets his revenge by pranking Yotsuba with a clown mask. Then the whole group starts exchanging emails, but they do it so professionally you'd think they were trading tax invoices for a startup. Futaro gets Ichika's email, and she instantly starts blackmailing him. She sends a pic of him lying on her lap and threatens to leak it to the whole internet unless he gets the rest of the sisters' emails. Later, Futaro starts stalking Yotsuba because he thinks she's dodging her studies. But he gets a reality check when he overhears her quitting the basketball club just so she can focus on school. Back at home, Futaro realizes he left his student handbook at Nino's, the one containing his super embarrassing childhood photo. He sneaks into her room to get it back, but gets caught and roasted for being a creep. Nino gives him a challenge. He can have his book back if he helps her pierce her ear. During the chaos, the girls find his old photo. Nino thinks the kid in the picture looks like an absolute Chad, having no clue it's actually the same dork standing in front of her. School is back in session, and Futaro finds out there's a class trip tomorrow. Yotsuba is hyped as heck, basically vibrating with excitement. The sisters decide that our MC looks too much like a background character, so they take him on a shopping spree. The best part? He doesn't have to pay a single yen. Being a tutor for rich girls definitely has its perks, and our guy is finally looking like a protagonist. But when he gets home, disaster strikes. His little sister Raiha is down with a fever. Futaro drops everything, buys her meds, and goes full best big brother mode. Because he's so focused on Raiha, he completely misses the school bus the next morning. Just as he's about to accept defeat, Itsuki pulls up in a luxury car like a guardian angel and takes him to the trip with her private chauffeur. While Futaro spends the car ride playing trash mobile games, they finally arrive at the lodge only to find out there's a major booking fail. The only available room is for 4 people, and there's 6 of them. It's about to get real cozy in here. To break the tension, Futaro suggests they play some poker, probably hoping to win back some of that dignity he lost being a dork. Later, the girls hit the hot springs, leaving our MC behind. While soaking in the water, the real debate starts: who's gonna sleep next to Futaro? Itsuki points at Nino, saying she's the only one brave enough to throw hands if he tries anything sus. Eventually, they come up with a 200 IQ plan. If nobody wants to be the only one next to him, they'll all sleep next to him. Safety in numbers, right? The next morning, after a very awkward night of being human sardines, the squad wakes up to find out the entire class was stranded in the same lodge because of a blizzard. So much for a private getaway. Now they have to pack into a bus with all their classmates and continue the trip together. Our MC pulls a disappearing act with Ichika, and they're out there alone together trying to start a fire. Meanwhile, Itsuki and Miko are roaming around like bounty hunters looking for them. They eventually find the duo, but it turns out Futaro and Ichika already messed something up and got a massive roasting from their teacher. Big L for our guy? Next, the whole squad hits the ski slopes, but Miku is giving off some serious "I'm gonna kill you" vibes. She's absolutely fuming at Futaro for his little extracurricular activities with her big sister. Girl is jealous and she's not even trying to hide it. While Futaro is busy running for his life to escape the wrath of Itsuki and Nino, he accidentally crashes right into Miku. Miku decides it's time for a sister-to-sister talk with Ichika to settle the beef once and for all. Meanwhile, our MC Futaro finally hits his limit. The man literally faints while riding the ski lift. He gets carried back to his room to recover. At first, the girls pull the "we're not going to the bonfire without him" card, but eventually they decide to give him some space. But wait, Nino is a professional rebel. The moment the teacher turns his back, she sneaks into Futaro's room to check on her favorite dork. But plot twist, she opens the door and finds all her sisters already there. Turns out they all had the exact same secret idea. Great minds think alike, but thirsty minds think faster. Then, the story hits us with a massive time skip. We see Raiha, and she's all grown up now. She's still roasting Futaro though, laughing at him because this genius-level nerd actually forgot the rings for his own wedding. Finally, we get the moment we've all been waiting for. The wedding bells are ringing, the veil is lifted, and the winner of the Futaro Bowl is revealed.
This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then don't forget to subscribe and like the video.